Hello, happy Friday. This is a quick update on European semiconductor stocks. It's a follow-up on a video that I posted on my channel on Monday, the link for which you find here. In that video that I shared on Monday, I used daily performance of the 5 semiconductor stocks that you see here: Infineon, ST Microelectronics, ASML, ASM, and BE Semiconductor Industries. I used daily performance of the past trading year. In this video, I'm going to show a few charts where I present the month-to-month performance going back all the way to early 2020, so including the start of the pandemic. Let's start with Infineon, the German semiconductor stock, which we see actually trading kind of in a fairly wide trading box between 29.50 and 39 euros per share. Note that my charts in this video and also the previous video, of course, they are dividend adjusted. So it's important to keep that in mind. And while using that information about the dividends, this trading range 29.50 to 39 is a reasonable way of understanding how the stock is moving. What we also see is a pattern. If we look a little bit further, we see a pattern of lower highs. This line up here, lower highs, also higher lows. Interestingly is that we see, well, today's performance is just under this lower trend line here. Well, if this moves much further, then of course there will be more evidence that we have broken actually out of this trend, but to the downside, which would not be favorable for this stock. This is a quite fairly important point, this 29.50. Let me just check where we are trading right now. As I'm recording this, we are right now at about 29.57. So this is really, this is actually this is fairly close to this line. So I mean, as I'm recording this, the Friday's trading day, the 2nd of August is still ongoing. So well, we are actually finding ourselves at a quite crucial point. If we move much lower from here, then we have quite a bit of space to fall further. Next, ST Microelectronics, French semiconductor stock. We see that here, we had a profit warning sometime last week. We see that we had a gap here in the performance. We had quite a move down in response to that earnings update. We were already in a pattern of lower lows and lower highs. So that means that we were already in a downtrend. But we see that actually today's performance, as I already warned in my video on Monday, it looked like this stock ST Microelectronics would dive under 30, and yes, it has gone under 30, and it's now finding itself here at another crucial point. This is a historical support around 27. These are not exact values, but they are rough indicators around 27. Which is an important point. As we are speaking, it's at about 24.50. So it's just still above that line, but it's not much above the line. It's important that this level holds, because if it doesn't, this really has quite a bit of room to fall further. Yeah, critical level, this needs to hold. If not, we could find another knife going down. Okay, ASML listed on the Dutch large cap index, also the next two that I'm going to present. But let's start with ASML. We see that we have the top up here. We see that this was actually somewhere early last month, July. We see that we are already in territory below, like 20% below the top, actually below that, which is, well, by some already defined as bear territory. We see that we have also arrived here at an important point around 760, which is also historical support. If this doesn't hold, we could actually see further moves down, as I already also indicated in my video last Monday, which only took a 1 year time horizon. But in that video, I already warned that, okay, if we go well below the 800, we are currently at 762, so that's clearly under 800. If we do, then it has actually room to go to the low 700s. That's what I told in what I said in my video on Monday. We are currently still holding that 760 level. Maybe if we do, we will have some recovery from here. If not, it could well go all the way to 710, for instance. We were already in a downtrend, lower lows. We see that we have actually broken, we seem to be breaking out of that trend, but to the downside. Here again, some important points. 710 is an important point, and then next we have here a few retracement levels that come next, which could be interesting if we see a break below 710, which is of course not yet the case. ASM International, we also have here again the top, and then the reference point of 20% below the top, which was just under 600. Well, I already indicated in my video that if we didn't hold that about 600 level, that could mean that it would open the door to considerably lower levels. I said in the lower 500 levels based on the 1 year time horizon. Currently, it is at 557 and a bit. We see that actually based on the monthly trading data perspective, we see that it actually has room to fall. Well, you could get a point here, which is indeed still in the low 500s, maybe here, which is a historical, the most recent support. This could be around 500, but then next lines are like 480 based on historical. Here is a historical point. Here also 430 is a historical point all the way starting here until here. And the 61% retracement, 61.8 retracement point is also in between these reference lines of 430 to 480. We were in a nice uptrend, taking the perspective of many months. We were in a clear uptrend pattern of higher highs and higher lows. We do seem to have broken out to the downside. Let's see how the next days, weeks develop. But yeah, if this further move down continues, then count on it that we could see values all the way around the 500 level, 480, or even maybe the 430s. BE Semiconductor, finally, the fifth of the set that I'm discussing in this video. I discussed on Monday that, well, this was already in a downtrend. In that video, I showed it based on the daily trading data, but you also see it on a multiple month perspective. You see that there is a downtrend. There are lower lows and lower highs. We seem to have broken out to the downside from that trend. We see the reference lines, the top, which was placed a few months ago, the 20% below the top we have left far behind. Actually now, this week we broke below the 61.8% retracement level, which is 38.2% below the top. That was around 111. We are currently at 104.70, which is, well, somewhere in this area here. And while actually this one is not looking good, I would say this has room to go easily. I mean, not to say that it will go there, obviously, there is no guarantee, but with the current trend and the historical performance, it is well possible that we see a move down all the way to the 50% level, which would be around 90. Yeah, and then actually then it could be also somewhere in the 80s, actually low 80s. We see a recent, we see a historical important level as well, and here historical peak that became that, in the heuristic, old peaks become new supports if they are, or old resistance become new support if they are broken. So it could be somewhere in this area of 80 to 90 that we see that we may see this stock retreat to. Of course, again, there is no guarantee. It's possible that that next week there will be moves to the other side. It's to some extent sentiment driven. Depends not only on the performance of the semiconductor stocks, but also on things that are going on in the broader market. But while based on the trends that we have seen recently, I would say this is not really a bullish looking picture for any of the five stocks. So my view on it is that the with regarding to the recovery being imminent, I would say that is too early to call. I mean, I'm not giving any investment or trading advice. I shouldn't. But if it was, let's put it this way, I don't have any positions in any of these semiconductors, and I'm not planning to get any positions in them either. I don't go short either. By the way, I never go short. It's just because, well, I don't like to work that way. I either go long or I have no position. But at this point, I'm not long any of the semiconductors, and I don't intend to go long any soon, given the picture that we see. Well, I hope this was useful. Short update on semiconductor stocks. Probably in the next video, I will take a look at a different industry, maybe maybe the metals industry, which is another industry that I follow, or maybe the auto manufacturing industry, which is also one that is catching my attention. But we will see. If you have any suggestions for future videos, any industries or stocks you would like to see in future videos, just drop a comment below this video or get in touch via the email address that I have also shared in the description below this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.